you got a choice, like which way
left.
you can go type shit. And I used to be like, damn, if he would have went right, he would have still been alive type shit. So we ended up making.
Take us back to that day. Do you remember anything about that day?
About
the day you got shot and your friend got killed. Do you remember anything about that day? Was it a normal day? Did you wake up like, this is a Tuesday, this is a Wednesday, I'm gonna start my day, I'm just gonna carry on? What was it about that day? Did anything feel different?
Yeah, it ain't really feel different, but when I look, you know how you, in the moment, it don't feel different.
Right.
But you look back on it and it's like, damn, cause that day was my birthday.
Okay.
So, like.
You was turning 21, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was my birthday, his mama birthday, and his nephew birthday.
Okay.
So y'all got the same birthday. So I was trying to like book a hotel room so we could have like a kickback and shit.
Okay.
Like for that weekend. And he called me cause I had like a couple cars and shit. Like, but they were not stolen cars, like cars I paid for.
Okay.
And in one of my cars, I had speakers in the trunk. Like, you know how people put speakers in the trunk. And one of his speakers went out in one of his cars. So he needed one of mine, and he was like, shit, I'm gonna just give you one of mine whenever I go buy a new one. I don't feel like going up there now. So, and he was like, I want to see Kamari too, my son.
Right.
So I wasn't at the house. I was with my other partner. He ended up getting killed too. His name, One. I was with him. He was like riding with me and shit. We was trying to he was gonna get the hotel room in his name cause I ain't got no ID, I ain't got no license. So I needed somebody to get the room in their name. So I was riding with him and shit. And Johnny is my friend who was with me that got killed.
Okay.
He had went to my mama house cause me and my mama last baby daddy, like my little sister daddy, we had all went in like we was paying rent on the house.
Okay.
They was paying more than me, but I was probably paying like $500. They was probably paying like $600 or some shit. And so we was all staying together. So he had, cause remember I told you like my mama and her other baby daddy broke up and shit. And she ain't had nowhere to go type shit.
Right.
So we finally back together in the house. So Johnny had went to my mama house and he had went to see my mama, went to see my son, and he had got to speak out the car and shit.
Okay.
But I remember like that whole day. Now that you say it, like I remember that whole day I kept telling myself like, I gotta pull up on Johnny, I gotta pull up on Johnny type shit. Cause he wanted something that I had and I wanted something that he had.
Right.
So, after he seen my son and shit, and that was his first time just going to see my son on his own. Like he ain't never did that before.
Right.
Type shit. So after he went to go see my little boy and shit, I had pulled up at his house and he was like, ride with me somewhere right quick. I gotta handle some shit. He was like, I don't feel like going in my car though. Let's just ride in your car.
Okay.
Cause I was in one of my little plucks, like a hoopy type shit. Like a low key car. So goddamn, the shit's so crazy because like when we was in the car on the way to wherever he was trying to go to, his grandma called. And his grandma was on the exact same street. But where we was going was to the left and where his grandma was at was to the right, but on the same street.
Okay.
And she called like right before we turned on the street. Like we was at the light waiting to go left type shit. So when I used to think back on it, I used to be like, damn, like, you know how they be like in life, you got a choice, like which way you can go type shit. And I used to be like, damn, if he would have went right, he would have still been alive type shit. So we ended up making a left or whatever. We ended up pulling up or whatever. And like a nigga just jumped in the back seat and just was like geared up type shit. Then a whole bunch of just shit started happening. Boom, 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 boom.
Do you think it was a setup? Cause I mean, you say this is a bucket. This is the car that, you know, low key, don't nobody really know. Did people know you had this car?
Not people who knew me, cause I was always like a super low key.
Right.
Like I had a flashy car too.
Right.
But nah, didn't nobody know about this car for real. I be thinking back on like a lot of shit. Cause even like after that shit, I used to be like, damn, I done did like a lot of shit to a lot of people type shit. So I used to be like, this shit could have came from anywhere type
Right.
shit. So that day it used to cross my mind. But I don't really know.
Did you feel you let your guard down to allow somebody to get the jump on you like that?